quite a while ago, I had a student who could not spell to save his life, but he could tell the most amazing stories. This student came from very humble beginnings. His mother was a fish vendor, and their living conditions were not the best. Many days, this student came to school hungry, sometimes without even having bathed, because there was no water. But he got up every day, and he came to school. He saw the value in what was being offered to him, so nothing was going to prevent him from attending school, not even if he was not able to bathe. As Bajans, we know that if you don't take a bath, somebody is going to tell you about it. And school children are very mean. And believe me, they did. But still, it did not stop this child from coming to school. At that school, students were sent on job attachment once they were promoted to fourth form. And we tried as best as possible to place them in areas where they were passionate, or at least they enjoyed. This student was placed in a hotel to work in the housekeeping department. After a week, he was complaining bitterly about everything. So that week, we sat him down to find a more suitable position for him. This student loved to tell stories, any kind of stories, to anyone about anything. Right? He had a knack for exaggeration, and he loved making things seem better than they were, especially when he was describing his life. So armed with this knowledge, we looked into getting him a place at a newspaper. He was in heaven at first. But then he realized he would not be writing stories, but be doing grunt work. He was annoyed, but he did not give up. He completed whatever tasks were assigned to him, then found the reporters, and he helped them with whatever they needed. Eventually, one of the reporters gave him the opportunity to help develop a story she was working on. When that story was published, that student had his name in the byline. He was finally doing what he dreamed of doing. That student worked hard and took the next 2 years after leaving school to gain CXC passes in 5 CSEC subjects. He applied and was accepted to the journalism program at the University of the West Indies at Mona, where he gained a lower second-class honors degree in journalism. Upon his return to Barbados, he worked in a few media houses, but he felt that something was missing. And one day, he decided he was going to switch careers. Today, he's a teacher. Very seldom does anyone begin where they want to be or are meant to be. But believe me, we always end up exactly where we are supposed to be. If you paid attention to my addresses to you at Full Assembly every Monday and every Friday, I know you're going to miss those assemblies. You knew, or you know, that I grew up very close to Graydon Secondary School. I spent 8 years living in Kings Village. I never thought that I would be standing here addressing you as your principal. In fact, as a child, whenever I was asked what I wanted to be when I grew up, it was never a teacher. But life has a strange sense of humor. And everything I did in my life, up to this point, was preparing me for just that. I played school when I was a little girl. I lined up my dollies and anything else I could find, and they were my students. I always was armed with my ruler and speaking in my teacher voice. As I moved around my classroom, I was a summer camp counselor at the Girls Industrial Union, a Sunday school teacher at Calvary Moravian Church, and I even studied English at the university, even though I applied to study law. So, a teacher I became. Life will constantly throw challenges at you, not to break you, but to strengthen you, to test your mettle, to reveal the type of person you are, to help you to recognize your strengths, and to make you understand that the things in life worth having come at a price, and at times with a struggle, and to ensure that when you need to, when you have to, that you can corral all your fears and fight for what you want. My students, this life is going to be the hardest exam you will ever have to take. And many people fail this exam because they try to copy what others are doing. Or they give up because they're constantly telling themselves things like, everybody getting through, not me, life real, I'm a fear. In this exam called life, however, every one of us gets a different exam paper. Every one of us is responsible for ourselves. Nobody owes us anything. Everybody's circumstances are different, and you will only succeed because of your commitment to your studies, your commitment to your work, your commitment to everything that you decide is worth doing. Students, I want you to always remember, you are special, you are unique, and you must always be aware of your own potential. If you remember these words from your school's affirmation, there will be nothing thrown at you that can ever stop you from claiming your success. The theme for this graduation ceremony is a world of endless possibilities. And if you embrace the endless possibilities that are not only presented to you as opportunities, but also as challenges that you will have to face, then you will be well on your way to becoming the best versions of yourself. Our school's motto is promote all aspects of our growth. And it is my sincere hope that when I meet you, indeed when we meet you in the next few years, you can stand before us and proudly declare, ma'am or sir, I have made it. Class of 2024, congratulations. The world awaits you.